Welcome back to another episode of Maswali Na Siasa on Mambozuri TV. As Kenya prepares for elections next year, I'm here at the Thatch House pub in East London to find out Kenyans in the diaspora views on who should be rightfully elected the next leader of Kenya. So, who do you think should be the next president of Kenya?
I have no doubt in my mind that Uhuru Kenyatta should continue as the president of the Republic of Kenya.
What are your reasons? What are your reasons for that this year?
I have several reasons. As a Kenyan, I think Kenya has been heading in the right direction. One, we have seen the current administration, that is the Jubilee government, how they have been conducting the business, how the opposition has been conducting its business, and when I weigh the two, the government and the alternative government, I'm persuaded that the Jubilee government is what we have, is the best we have for Kenya for now. I have watched several things that have been happening in Kenya. One, I have been watching the chaos that have been happening in Parliament, in the launches of the presidential bids, in the demonstrations against the oppositions, but I am not convinced that the opposition we have in Kenya today is an alternative to what we have in the government of Kenya today.
So you think right now that Jubilee is the best thing for Kenya?
For now, I think Jubilee is the best thing we have for Kenya. Don't forget that we are not bright. We have been seeing what Kenya has been doing. We know what has been happening in Kenya in the last few years. For example, in the last year, that is 2015, there were several incidences or things that happened in Kenya, and they give a demonstration as to the direction that Kenya is taking under the Jubilee government. Now, one, we have the infrastructure we have in Kenya. We have a lot of development that can tangibly be pointed at, which have happened as a result of the Jubilee government in power. I think instead of distracting our course, we should first of all stick on it, allow the current administration to finish its work. 5 years is too little. Let's see after 10 years what they will have achieved or what they will not have achieved. Their manifesto after 10 years, whether it will have been fulfilled or it will have been a failure. So to me, the Jubilee administration is what we have best for Kenya today and for the next 5 years.
To be honest, I just think if we get someone young, I mean, lately we haven't seen anyone who can actually measure up to South's standard to be a president. But there are people out there, our age or maybe, you know, the youth, who can actually measure up to the task. So, as for now, all I can say is the ones who are still in power, like, you know, His Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, the next 5 years maybe he can do something. Because if you look back to Mwai Kibaki, first term he basically revolutionized, you know, education, free primary education. Then came the second term, he basically paved the way for Thika Highway. Thika Highway has opened now so many things, businesses, schools, you have resorts, and you have like a bigger influx of tourism. So basically, like you said, second term is a chance of us, you know, to see what they can do. So basically they prove themselves in the second term. So all I'm saying is, yes, in my opinion, I'd say give Uhuru another term, then maybe we'll see what he can do.
When you are talking about the 2017 election, God is the one who chooses the leader. we can fight and we can do anything. But if God not choose the leader, there's nothing to work. For myself, I have got 100%. Uhuru Kenyatta is the leader.
I think he's the right choice.
Is the right choice for the Kenyans. Accordingly, I might be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. He have already made a change. But let me tell you one thing. The change is always people to make a change. It's not the problem. It's not a president. But president is there to motivate and push them to bring a change. But the change is the change for people to change. If you, for example, you don't want to work, who gonna change?
Yourself. You have to change yourself.
You have to change yourself, your attitude, everything. If you come there to make noise and you keep on making noise and you don't want to do any work, who gonna do it? But the president keep on telling you, do it, do it. This is not the time for making noise. It's the time to forward, to go forward, to go forward, to go forward. Because Kenya, they need somebody who tell people, let's move, let me keep on moving. Because if you not keep on moving and you still sitting there waiting for somebody to do anything for you,
You're not gonna go anywhere.
you're not gonna go anywhere. Absolutely, Kenyans people, they have to wake up and they think.
As we've heard here, the majority of Kenyans are backing Uhuru for a second term. I'd have to agree, as we cannot judge a man simply on 5 years' work. Share your views with us at the hashtag Maswali Na Siasa. Until next time, Ian Odongo for Mambo Zuri.